Bill here, Mufasajeep. I'm gonna go ahead and take off these fenders, and we're gonna get ready to put the new slimmer fenders on. So I figured I'd take you along with me, and it's pretty quick, easy to remove. Some of these black screws underneath are kind of hidden. You probably won't be able to see, but you'll see how many screws I pull out and how many of these little pin thingies I take out. But I'm gonna go ahead and I already took off the other side. I'm gonna show you on this side how you take these things off. They're not too hard. Um, 10 millimeter ratchet. I got this to snap the pins. You'll see here in a minute. Let me grab my aha 10 millimeter. Here it is. It's purple. It's easy to find. So just go ahead and in here, up in the top section, there's like one, two, three, four of those 10 millimeters. So we start with those. Undo these guys real quick. We're gonna take this and pop. Oopsies. Take this and pop all the pins out. There are these little flat looking button head things. Just jam it in behind there with this guy. So we're going to take and stick it in here. There's a bunch of these. And we have some more 10 millimeters up in here. One's right here. One's right here. I just loosened them with this real quick. That's kind of why I had this guy with me. It's almost easier once they're loose just to do them by hand. So you just makes it a little faster than trying to work with a big old ratchet up in there. Okay, we have our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 One, two, three, four, five. Five of these 10 millimeters. There's still one more. We'll dig that out here in a minute. Take your tool, and when I did the first one, oh, there's one more of those little pins right here. And dig that guy out. You can see once we get most of these pins out, this inner liner gets loose. But when we get over here to some of these, these little things are going to hold on to it. So I took this pry tool here and stick it in behind and just give it a twist. Pop those loose. And this will keep your fender, these fender liners and fenders in nice condition, just in case you ever want to go back to them. Pop this down, and this guy slides right out. And then for this, there's a plug back here that connects these lights. So you want to pull this little red lever, pull the red lever, and then usually it's pretty good. It's in there pretty good. It doesn't want to just unplug very easily. Sometimes I'll pull it from the frame and then slowly just work it apart. That plug is pretty rough to get unplugged. I don't know why they stick so well, but they do. Man, this plug is rough. I don't get it. There's a little black bar right here. If you press on this black bar, that's why it wasn't letting go. This black bar in between the red is what lets that go. So now that we got all that out, there's one more 10 millimeter. It's up in here on one of these posts, and you kind of can't get to it till you get that inner fender liner out. So we just go ahead and get our ratchet in there. Same as the other ones, we get it started. We go ahead and undo this last 10 millimeter, and I think that's it that's holding this in. Well, kind of. You'll see here in a minute. There we go, that one's out. I don't like setting these on a tire because I'm afraid they're the same color. I'll forget and get a screw in the tire, so don't do that. Set these over to the side. Okay, now that we have that out, there's two more down here into this little black piece. Little push pin things, we're going to pull those out. That's one. That's two. Got all the screws out, everything's there. This is unplugged. And here comes the funnest part of the whole thing. Grab it right here. and with purpose, pop it off. Then your fender's off. I don't want to bang these up. Usually these white tabs all break off when you're doing this, so if you ever plan on putting it back on, you gotta buy more of these little white tabs, but it's not a big deal. So what I do is just take a pair of snips, stick them up in here, and chop them off, and they come flying out. Well, the other side didn't fight me like this one did. Okay. This one you can't reach because it's way, oh maybe I can. Way back in there. No, there's not enough reach in this thing, so I usually just grab it, pry it out. There we go. Just like that, fender's off. So let me get set up and I'll start getting ready to put the new fender on. Okay, we are back. So it's telling me I needed to use the rib nut tool. I got a rib nut gun. The one that they send with you doesn't work very well, so I would definitely use that. We're gonna grab the destructions so that I make sure I put it in the right place. And it's telling me to put the rib nut right down here. So the way this works is it's like a pressure. So you can see you screw your rib nut on, and then you stick it in the hole, and then I take and go like this, and what it does is it pulls this towards here, smashes it, but these little teeth bite the metal, and then it makes a spot that you could screw to without it turning and without a nut. So put the rib nut tool in here. Sometimes it's a little snug. I'm gonna just crunch it down, and you just spin it out. There it is. Rib nut tool for the win. We have 2 bags of bolts here. Looks like it should be pretty easy. I mean, as easy as this could be. I'll start by wiping this off. So we have a bunch of bugs laying in between the 2 pieces of metal. Oh, I almost forgot. I'm taking this thing off because I got a new one. So this one, I'm not going to reuse it, so remove it. Remove that. You still have these 2 little buttons here. I just grab them with this thing real easily without marring up the paint. And being more stubborn. There we go. Pull that one out. There we go. Rib nuts in. I think everything else is good. Next thing I want to do is probably get the right tools to do the job. So I need to go find a little wrench, because you got to slide it in between these two sheets. So we're going to do that. I'm going to grab some tape, show you a little trick that I use. It's a lot of walking back and forth. I should have taken this with me to match it up. So, oh, while we're with it, I'll take one of these with me too. Because what I'm going to do is make sure I have the right wrench for this. And this is an Allen key. So we're going to find the right Allen apparatus to get this thing fastened to the car. Okay, we have our Allen key and our nut. So we have the tools that we need. And then be right back in 1 minute. Grab one more thing. My new fenders didn't come with a gasket, and I don't like just laying this raw metal against the paint. A lot of the ones you buy today will come with a gasket, so instead I just got this sponge window seal. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay it on the back side of the fender so that those two pieces of metal don't rub together with the vibration of the car, and just chew the paint up right through here. It's the first time I bought the fenders, and they didn't come with some kind of protectant between the new fender and the metal. So I'm going to use this. They were like $6 or $8 a thing. I got two just in case. If I don't use both, I'll take one back. So I'm going to go ahead and crack this open. And what you do is, I'm going to grab the right fender here. Fender. There, little baby. I'm gonna move this so we can get a better view here. All right, so see, it's brand new and crispy. Get all this junk off. Come on, stupid. I think it was childproof. I couldn't get in. I don't know what's going on here. Okay, here's our fender. So what I want to do is I'm going to, there we go. Okay, so I don't want this raw edge riding up against the side of the paint. So what I'm going to do is we're going to use this stuff. And it is sticky on the back, so I'm just going to go ahead and just start placing it on here. Huh, that's not so sticky. Nothing does it. It's not sticking. Huh. That's crazy. Maybe we'll have a better chance. I don't know. Let's stick this. It does not want to stick. I mean, it's not sticky at all. It's supposed to stick to surfaces. Oh. There goes my screws. No. Oh, this is so crappy. Because it is crappy. Stick on it. Look at this thing. It's insane. Why? Okay, we're back. Okay, we're back. So what I did is I just cut it. It sticks a lot better to the paint than it did that fender material, this material. So what I'm gonna do is I wanna get one screw started. Looks like you should use one of these. So what I'm gonna do is, the reason why I got the tape is, if you lay this in here, and then you're fishing it in here, and it usually gets kinda falls out, especially if you're working by yourself. So what I do is I just tape this guy in there, peel this off. We want it to stick, but we don't want it to stick so good that we can't get the wrench back out. So what I'm gonna do, this is tricky by yourself doing this. So we go ahead and get this kind of hung up here on these hooks, and then we got the little bumpers. So we'll look in there and see where we line up. It's like right there is lined up. There goes their knot. I want to make sure none of this stuff is sticking out like this is here. Drop all this down a little bit. I want to see that once the fender's mounted. I want it to be kind of out of the way. Lower all of this. Different nut from normal. Man, dropping all of them. This in there nice and good. Get the screw started. And this one with the washer. Set this back on here. I'm just going to get this one started. That's the trick. Get started with one and it kind of holds it. Get this thing lined up where it's supposed to be. There we go. So you stick that in there. Does fit. Okay, we got one started. So I want to do that with at least two. Another screw washer. Nut here. So I want to find one at the opposite end, maybe like right here. Get this thing up where it's supposed to. Nope, that ain't one. Well, I could do this one down here at the bottom. That's pretty accessible. So I'll lift this up. Get it to the right spot. Hold that there. Get this started. So there we go. The hardest part is getting it in place. Once we got it in place, I can adjust all these little rubber things so we can't see them once this is all secured in there. Just like that, and then for every one of these holes, there's going to be another. There's a hole, there's a hole, there's a hole. Once we get the rest of these fasteners and get this thing bolted on, it's on there for good. So then that's done. So I think it looks pretty good. We'll get it secured up real good, and then we'll bring it back and show you the finished product once it's bolted on. All right. All right, we're back. So I started the fenders earlier this week, and work got busy and stuff like that. So I didn't record the finish of them. They are a full-on pain in the butt. I've kept my cool the whole time building this. I was actually losing my stuff putting the fenders on. They're just difficult. They're just a pain in the butt. But they're on. It's 100%. So we'll take you around, show you the fenders. They're all mounted. Inner fenders are on. I had to rivet these in because I didn't like the holes. I wanted a contrasting color, so I painted these with the charcoal gray to match charcoal gray stuff. So they're 100%. Old fenders are off, new fenders are on. So there's the fronts, they're all on. This isn't hooked up yet. This is part of the lighting I have to hook up. The ambers down there are hooked up, but the driving lights aren't. I'm going to take these two and combo them under one of the Rubicon switches that are already in the dash. It's one of the cool features of the Rubicon is it has those 4 switches. So then all my off-road lighting comes on all at once. So headlights are on, these are on. When I ordered these, I also ordered these. So I put those under the ambers. You can set those up to blink as a marker light, to blink with your blinker. I did that with the last Jeep, and I really wished I didn't. I like having my amber lights all come on together for like when we're at shows or whatever. So I got it under switch 3. So all I do is mash switch 3. And that lights up amber, along with all the front stuff that we have. And then I'll do one of the other switches, we'll do all the other rock lighting under that. So all the ambers down there, all that stuff lights up, all under switch 3. And I think switch 3 is about full. So the next one, when we do all the rock lights, I'll put those under another switch. So rear fenders are on, front fenders are on. It's dirty. So funny thing about it today, I counted down the days. We have owned this Jeep for 36 days. So 36 days today. This Jeep is 36 days old to me. And we've done all this stuff. It's been a lot of work, but this thing is so dirty. It's just been sitting here. So, and I can show you on the dash. We don't really drive it. It had 5 miles when we bought it. And if you look at the dash, it should tell us, I think there's under 100 still. There we go. It's 98. 98 miles on this thing right now. So, oh, we put the taser in. That was another thing I did today. The taser was being a pain in the butt. Every time I went to set it, it would say updating, updating, updating. But I think I finally got it. So I set the taser to these 40s, and I also set the taser to run a lower to lower run a lower TPMS pressure because these tires are quite a bit thicker and they handle better with a little bit lower pressure. So what you have stock is these aren't stock tires. So if you want your Jeep to ride like crap, overinflate your bigger tires, and then what'll happen is they'll start cupping and they'll start looking like crap, and it'll just chew through your tires way quicker. So it's better to run them at a lower pressure, especially when you get these 8-ply and 10-ply tires. They're just a thicker tire, and it'll feel like you're driving a wagon with wooden wheels if you're running too high a pressure. Like what it says in the doorway isn't what it's made for every tire. So chalk test your tires. What that means is you just chalk test it, roll it back and forth. Make sure that you're making a contact patch all the way across the tire where it's not just this center section making contact. If it's just the center section, you're obviously overinflated. So we'll go to the list and I'll update you on what is spent so far. So last week we had stopped off with under bumper and lights at 275. This week we added the fenders at 250, the inner fenders at 225, the taser at 233. That gives us a total as of right now of $5,054. That was all the stuff I sold. If you guys didn't see that, that is on some of the other videos like build series 1, 2, 3, 4. I think this is number 6. So this is the sixth update of the new Mufasa build. So this is the first time we're doing this though. So here's some of the stuff that I have. I have the rock lights. I have this decal that we're going to be putting on the side of it. So I'll add those prices in once. I haven't been adding any of the prices in until the job's done. So all of this list right here is what is done. This is the stuff that I still have to do. The bumper we're questionable about. We may or may not get it before Pigeon Forge. Just depends on how money is. So because I have to install all the rock lights and be happy with them and not order any more because we may order more after I put the first set in. And then the decal, I'm going to end up having to pay somebody to put the decal on. We tried to put it on. It's just very difficult. It's hotter than Hades out here. The thing about taking it to a shop is they take the vehicle and put it inside the shop and put the decal on. Out here, when it's 100 plus degrees, it's just a decal that large, and we're not professionals. It's just very difficult. So we're going to farm that out. So the first thing that actually somebody else is going to do on our Jeep is put the decal on it. So everything else we did ourselves. I think we did a pretty good job so far. Like I said, it's day 36. I'm getting tired between the heat and working and not keeping up with stuff around the house. My wife's been awesome. She's been doing the laundry and she hasn't had much help. So she's been a saint, to be the least. I mean, just this consumes all my time, so I don't have much time for everything else between work and this. So we're going to continue on. We're getting really, really close though, and I'm super glad because I can't wait to be done with this. But there it is. I mean, the thing's awesome. It's a completely different Jeep from the day we bought it 36 days ago. So if you guys like watching us in this little build series, even though I keep skipping some stuff, um, look at some of the old videos. Thank you for watching, and of course, like, subscribe, comment. If you guys comment, I answer every comment, and we'll see you on the next one. It's probably going to be rock lights.